Vambora.
I've heard 1,000
Espera,
times.
porque o português soa como russo? Semelhanças loucas entre russo e português. Eu já ouvi mil
Like,
vezes.
oh, Portuguese
Tipo,
sounds like a drunk Russian speaking
Drunk.
Spanish. In Portugal, we say Porto.
In Russia, we say Port.
Oh.
That's so similar.
I guess you can pronounce every sound because you know,
I'm not sure.
like jogar.
Jugar.
Wow, that's crazy.
e é
Maybe I should
parecido.
learn Portuguese.
Hello.
Hello.
That's a good question. I think it definitely sounds similar.
I think some of it sounds similar, but not like the language in general, maybe.
Yeah, I'm guessing the language.
Tem dublagem. Como assim?
É a língua em si. Tipo, talvez a maneira
Ai, não, que ódio. Não. Deixa a legenda.
You guys use certain
Yeah,
words.
I
Usam
see.
certas
The
palavras.
letters, you know how they sound. Maybe that's the similarity.
Exactly.
between them.
Like the sounds itself, I think they're different, but then I don't know why, but when you
You know,
actually
when people
speak-
speak Russian or Portuguese, maybe that's why they can hear it, you know, kind of the similarity because of the sound.
It could be. It could be. I don't know. When I hear a Russian person speak, I don't automatically think, "Oh, this sounds like Portuguese."
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, I don't think about it, but
Não. Desculpa lá, a dublagem por IA é foda. É difícil, mano. É muito difícil. Principalmente a dublagem do YouTube é foda. Tipo, a do MrBeast até está bem feita porque. Não sei porquê, mas deste vídeo está. Esquece.
I can see why some people say it.
Yeah, that's true. I can also understand.
Have you heard Portuguese from Portugal?
I don't know.
I mean, I've heard Russian many times. I have a few Russian friends, so that's why.
Don't really have many friends from Portuguese. That's why I didn't really hear like a lot, but like, you know, maybe in some programs or like interviews. Yeah, definitely, but like not in person, to be honest.
Okay. I've never heard the Russian alphabet, so I don't know how different it is.
And it's kind of long though.
It's longer?
I think it's kind of long.
Really? Okay, so the Portuguese alphabet goes like A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z.
I'm not even sure if I can remember the whole alphabet, but A, B, V, G, D, E, J, Z, I, Kratka, K, L, M, N, O, P, R, S, T, U, V.
Okay,
Something like that.
but it's shorter, right?
I'm not sure because you know, like I cannot actually define what is one sound and what is another letter. You know?
Ah, okay, from mine.
Yeah. That's why.
I had the same problem with your alphabet.
Because I'm like, oh, is it like the same letter or is it already another one? So
It was my
Sim, mas
first
deu
time
para
hearing
perceber
your
o V.
alphabet.
Ela dizer.
There's some interesting sounds.
that's true. I was also like, it sounds like a mix of Russian and English, something like in between.
Really?
You know, I don't know why, but like I kind of have a feeling like that.
For me, yours sounded super unique. Like I've never heard this before.
I mean, maybe it's because I
Vão falar que como o português é parecido com o russo.
was kind of fast.
Can you read your alphabet just one more time?
Basicamente é uma russa e um português de Portugal, e eles estão os dois tipo a fazer comparação. Agora tiveram a dizer ao abecedário. E estão a dizer tipo semelhanças loucas entre o russo e o português. Não sei como, nem porquê, mas é.
Time.
Okay, I will just read the beginning of it, so maybe you can try to compare A, B, V, G, D, E, J, J, Z.
That's interesting. The j and z.
Oh yeah, that's true.
That's a very, for me, Portuguese sound because it's like closed mouth and like you don't pronounce a big vowel.
Actually, I think like even like other countries, you know, when I ask them to try to pronounce this kind of sounds, when they don't have in their alphabets, they just can't. They're just like, I don't know how to make it sound like
Ah,
that.
really?
Can you also like maybe try your alphabet one more
Okay,
time
so
I
the,
can?
the beginning of our alphabet is A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
Oh, G is also
Yeah.
similar because we also have.
Wow, okay.
They're actually similar.
Yeah, there's very similar sounds, very unique sounds.
Yeah,
O russo só parece com o PTPT com o PTBR sonoramente. Parece mais o espanhol ou o italiano. Tipo na escrita, né? Eu fiquei surpreso uma vez quando eu descobri que carta druoda em russo também é carta. A carta druida em russo também é carta druida. Sério?
That's true.
that I've never heard in any other language except for Portuguese and I guess Russian.
Yeah, I guess so. I also
Yes.
didn't heard it before.
Okay, I think the main reason for the similarities would be probably like some very niche sounds
Yeah, I
that you
think
can
so.
only find in our languages, which I didn't know that I just heard. Like
I also didn't know like je,
z,
g.
g. That's, oh my god, that's crazy.
That's true. I didn't know it neither, like about the Portuguese.
Na oralidade mesmo.
I think
Hã?
you'll be able to pronounce Portuguese words super
Sim,
easily.
eu descobri
I'm
isso
not
vendo
sure.
uma
Like
live
jogar.
de um russo
Jogar.
jogando Ragnarok
Wow, that's
online.
crazy.
Sério?
Maybe you should try one more with my language.
Okay,
Жизнь.
жизнь.
Oh yeah, that's true. Okay. What did it mean though?
Jogar means play.
Oh, okay. Mine meant life.
Can you say gostar?
Gostar.
Wow.
I
Yeah.
don't know what it means.
It means to like.
Maybe I should learn Portuguese.
Yeah, that's crazy. I didn't know that. I guess you can pronounce every sound because, you know, like whenever I hear a foreigner speak Portuguese from Portugal, I really respect when someone's learning it because it's hard, but they never quite get the pronunciation very correctly.
I think in every
PTPT
language
é
when you
muito
try
mais
to learn
próxima
new
do
language,
Brasil,
you
já
know,
que é o
their
mesmo idioma.
pronunciation is the
Claro,
biggest
né?
problem. Because when it's like too different, like yeah, I also appreciate when people try to learn it, but I'm like, I don't think you can like actually pronounce like a native.
Yeah, like a native.
Because like in English, I don't think there are like many different sounds to pronounce.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but like in other languages like Portuguese and Russian, I think they're like a little
Yeah.
bit more unique, you know?
Like I feel like for German and French, which are languages that I speak, it's not easy, but with a few years practice, especially if you have like friends from that country and you
Yeah,
listen
yeah,
to it
right.
a lot, you can definitely get the pronunciation very well down.
Like almost like a native
yeah,
speaker.
almost like
Nós temos muito essa cena, nós conseguimos apanhar bem a pronúncia, conseguimos fazer bem a pronúncia dos outros países, para nós é muito fácil pronunciar palavras, mesmo que elas tenham. Acho que as palavras mais difíceis que eu já tive de tentar pronunciar, tipo de língua estrangeira, foi chinesa, porque chinesa e japonesa. Não, coreana não sei porque nunca experimentei. Tipo, tentei aprender a escrever, mas nunca tive ninguém para falar. Mas japonês e chinês já tive. E as pessoas, tipo, às vezes corrigiam-me, tipo assim, não, tens de ser mais anasalado, tipo, tens de fazer mais pelo nariz, ou tens de fazer mais pela fundo da garganta, o som, estás a ver? Mas eles disseram, tipo, se tu disseres isso assim como disseste agora, a pessoa vai entender. Tipo, se disseres a frase como disseste, tipo, a pessoa vai entender o que é que quiseste dizer, mesmo que seja, tipo, com o som exatamente igual, ela vai perceber por conta do contexto. É fixe.
a native. But Portuguese from Portugal, I've met people that have been learning it for like
For,
many
like,
years.
years.
Yeah.
And
And then,
still there's
like, I
something
would-
missing.
Caraca.
Exactly, like if they
Eu já
were
não me
in
lembro de nada.
Portugal and
Eu-
I was
eu
talking to them
estudei
on the
uma
street,
altura,
I would
mas-
know, okay, this is a foreigner.
Oh, so like you can
Já
define them
notei
like
que
easily.
por falar
Yeah,
português
yeah,
eu tive
I
certa
think same for me
facilidade
though.
em
I
pegar
like, it's very
fonéticas de
easy
outras
to speak
línguas.
Russian like a native, even when you're
Nós falamos uma das línguas mais difíceis do mundo. Gente. É normal que a gente vire poliglota fácil. Tipo assim, eu sou ruim em línguas. Sou sincero, eu sou bem ruim em línguas. Sou ruim por duas razões. Razões bem simples, na verdade. Uma, eu detesto ter de estar a estudar muito uma coisa. Tipo, ter de estar sempre a andar atrás, sempre a estar a ver outra vez, sempre a andar tipo. Tipo, dava-me uma raiva eu ter de estar, por exemplo, estou a jogar um jogo, eu percebo a maior parte do texto, mas não sei o que aquela palavra quer dizer, tenho de andar sempre no translate.
really,
Eu não sei o quê,
really
estou a jogar translate, jogar translate, jogar translate. Epá, perdi a graça, eu tipo simplesmente desisti, é como nos filmes. Estou a ver o filme, perco uma palavra, eu já não consigo ver o resto do filme. Mano, eu já não consigo, só para vocês terem noção, eu não consigo ver o resto do filme se eu não souber o que aquela palavra quer dizer, porque mete-me raiva, porque eu não sei o que é que o personagem quis dizer. Aí eu fico frustrada, claro, e vejo em português mesmo, ou legendado.
still can sound like you know, even like the vowels, they're
Yeah.
like different when like a foreigner speaking it. So I mean, yeah, not easy. Okay, so I also heard that Brazil, they also speak Portuguese, but it sounds more like Spanish.
Yeah, I agree actually. I mean, I think it's because of these very specific sounds that we just talked about. They don't have it because they pronounce everything so clearly. Like when you said gostar or jogar, they would say like jogari or gostari.
Oh, it really sounds like Spain though.
Yeah. Like I don't know if I'm doing it right, but it's kind of like that.
I mean, you tried.
Well, I think like because you guys have this very like closed mouth pronunciation,
Right.
and we also have it. I think Brazil's Portuguese is really different in that sense.
Like the language itself is the same, but like the pronunciation is different.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the language is the same, but of course, since our countries are kind of far away, we use the same words sometimes for different things.
Oh,
Some words
okay.
could have different meanings.
That's also interesting though. I thought just the pronunciation is different, not like the words that you use itself.
Yeah, Yeah, exactly. Since, as I said, they pronounce everything so easily and like so openly, I think that's why they sound more like Spanish.
That's interesting.
Ok.
Olá, sou Miguel, tenho 20 anos e sou do Porto, em Portugal, e cresci no Porto e vivi um ano na Tailândia e agora vivo aqui na Coreia do Sul.
Sounds cool. I have no idea what you said. Всем
Ela vive
привет,
на Корея
меня
do
зовут
Sul.
Тая, я из России, и мне 25 лет, и на данный момент я обучаюсь в Южной Корее, в университете.
Oh.
Sounds similar?
I mean, when I listen to you speak,
Eu percebi a universidade, não percebi o resto. Mentira. Ninguém em Porto tem 20 anos. Não, no Porto é capaz de ter. Lisboa é que é capaz de não ter, porque Lisboa é só velhos. A maior parte é velhos. E no Porto também. Tipo, tens muito pouca gente de idade normal, tipo da minha idade, da idade deste rapaz aqui, tens muito pouca gente.
I don't think it sounds like Portuguese, but I can see why people hear it. If they don't understand both languages. Because, like you said, the end of what you said, like, the universe.
Yeah.
It's like,
You understood the part about university though.
I mean, just some words, but like it could be because it's, I don't know. I don't want to say it sounds similar, but at the same time, I can understand it.
I think because of these sounds, because like
Por
the
isso que o
one that
povo
we
lá é
just talked about,
insuportável.
we
Só tem
actually
velho
use them
chato,
both,
é?
like in a sentence
Yeah,
as well,
yeah.
like in words.
E
So
as
that's
crianças
why
estão lá
maybe
já estão
because of
com
these sounds,
um espírito envelhecido, por isso é que tratam mal dos outros. É tipo, estão-se a cagar para os outros.
since you also used it kind of a lot in your sentence right now
Yeah.
when you were introducing yourself, so maybe that's why people think that it sounds kind of similar.
How would you pronounce my country? When we say our country, we say Portugal.
We say Portugalia,
And can you try to copy me? Portugal.
Portugal.
Wow, that's really cool. Really, like, and many people have a lot of difficulties with this.
How do you pronounce Russia though?
Russia.
Russia?
Russia.
Russia. It doesn't even sound similar.
How do you pronounce Russia?
Россия.
Okay, it's not that bad. Ok, portanto, aqui onde nós estamos está bastante frio. A máxima para hoje são 3 graus e acho que à noite vão estar 3 graus negativos, portanto temos de nos agasalhar muito. Eu trouxe imensos casacos e até trouxe cascola e luvas, vocês não vos passam o frio que está lá fora.
Okay, so what did you just say?
I just talked a little bit about the weather and it's so cold and I have to wear a few jackets.
Насчет сегодняшней погоды, мне кажется, что достаточно похолодало в Корее. Несколько дней назад шел снег, а сейчас снова по мне уже не так холодно, и на улице, наоборот, вы можете носить пальто, поэтому рекомендую приезжать в Корею тем, кто хочет, может быть, посетить ее.
Do you speak fast for a Russian speaker?
Yeah, I usually speak like that.
And do you think other Russian people would think that you speak fast or do you think you speak like average?
I think it depends on the city,
Oh, really?
because usually people
Caralho, ela fala super rápido, maluco. Eu não entendi, só entendi cold. Que ela disse frio. Em algum momento saiu cold da boca dela. Eu tipo, eu fiquei, ok. Por isso que eu
from Moscow or St. Petersburg, they are used to speak like fast. Like I don't know why, they sound like more fast.
Are you from one of those
I'm
cities?
from Moscow, yeah. So
Ah.
that's why, because like other people from like smaller cities, I don't know, like I think they're more chill, so that's why they don't really speak too fast. But people
Mas isso é verdade. Isso é verdade. Eu digo-vos, o sítio onde vocês vivem pode mudar muito a maneira como... O sítio onde vocês vivem pode mudar muito o vosso estilo de vida. E eu digo isto porque foi assim, eu aqui em Portugal vivo numa zona extremamente movimentada, extremamente caótica, que é tudo à pressa. E quando eu estive em Espanha eu vivia num sítio que era tipo uma vila. Era uma vila, tinha tudo, mas era uma vila. Tipo, centro comercial gigante com 4 andares, não tem, é longe. Tipo, tens de apanhar um autocarro. Sim. Um autocarro tipo de 20 minutos, 25, entendeu? Para ires. Era bem uma vila que eu tive. E mano, eu sentia-me super feliz lá. Super feliz. As lojas eram todas na rua, não tinha centro comercial. Consegui estar a apanhar sol. Um monte de cafés. Tinhas um monte de sítios tipo, para andar na natureza. Podias andar de bike, podias fazer caminhada. Tinha montanhas, tipo, podias. Montanhas, entre aspas, montes que podias ir e subir aquilo tudo, descer aquilo. Até é um vale, então tem várias montanhas à volta. Podias percorrer as montanhas todas. Era lindo. Tipo assim, eu reparei que quando cheguei a Portugal, eu fui a última a sair. Tipo assim, estava assim com os meus colegas, né? Não fui sozinha. Estávamos a levar as coisas, aí de repente, quando eu dou por mim, tipo, eles já estão lá na frente e eu ainda estou tipo ali a levar a mala tranquila, como se eu tivesse o dia todo para fazer tudo. Estás a ver? Tipo, já não tenho nada planeado. E é normal, a minha mãe estava lá, ficámos. Mano, estive lá a abraçá-la, falar com ela. Ela disse: então bora, porque já estão no carro à nossa espera. Eu disse assim: Oh, mãe, tem calma. Aqui. Eu quero falar contigo. E ela disse assim: Sim, mas vamos para o carro, vamos andando. E eu, epá, tá bem. Mano, eu parecia uma velha. Eu parecia. Sabes aqueles velhos que não têm nada, têm todo o tempo do mundo? Então estão tipo, foda-se, tem alguém à espera. Tipo assim, eles que esperem. Era tipo assim que eu estava. Tipo assim, eu estava a andar na marcha lenta já. Numa marcha bem lenta. Tipo assim, eu quando voltei tive muitos problemas. Porque eu tive tipo outro estágio. E eu estava tipo, nós tivemos tipo, houve uma semana, assim tipo, no estágio que eu tive em Espanha, depois voltei, fiquei uma semana na escola e depois fui para o meu outro estágio, basicamente foi para fazer transição. E, mano, era tudo muito devagarinho, tranquilo, sem problema. Agora voltei a andar na quinta marcha, 200 km por hora, basicamente, ligada nos 230.
People from big cities, they just like, like in a rush every time, in a
Uh-huh.
hurry. So that's why maybe
Yeah.
the language itself is also like sound faster.
Ah, interesting. Yeah, because I mean, for me, like in comparing to other Russian speakers that I've heard, you speak pretty fast.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I have a friend that's from Kazan.
Oh, Kazan. Oh, yeah, I know.
And he speaks very slowly when he speaks. I
Oh,
mean, not
maybe-
super slowly, but like.
Also, like, it's more like warm.
Ah.
That's why maybe he just like,
Ah.
enjoying his life or something.
I could see like some words you pronounce. I don't know which words specifically, but they sound like you're speaking just like, and that could sound like Portuguese.
Okay. When you don't really like hear the
Yeah.
actual word itself, you can just like guess that. Oh, it sounds like something in Portuguese,
Yeah, exactly. If I didn't understand Portuguese, I could be like, okay, maybe she's speaking Portuguese. Someone who's speaking Portuguese really fast could speak like you, I think.
Sim,
But for
quando
me
nós
too,
falamos
when
muito
we
rápido
were
também é assim,
talking, I think if I would hear
ninguém
this kind
percebe
of
nada.
sounds on the radio, like, oh, maybe it's Russian, but I'm not sure though.
Ah.
But when you try to, listen to it more clearly, I don't think so.
Yeah,
Because like
yeah.
it's still like just the sounds, but I don't know, like maybe we have like similar words, but
Yeah,
I'm not
that's
sure.
true, I guess. More impressive to me is really like how you can pronounce Portuguese words so well.
But actually, I also wanted to ask when Portuguese, like people from Portuguese, when they speak English, do they usually have an accent? Because like Russian accent is kind of
It's a thing.
yeah, it's like a worldwide thing.
The
but, like,
Russian accent.
because like you don't really have an accent, so I'm not sure if
I think there can be an accent, but also at the same time, because Portugal is a small country, whenever we have like, let's say a movie come to Portugal, there's no real like dubbing.
oh, there is no dubbing.
Yeah, so everything is in English and then we have subtitles in Portuguese.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's so interesting because I
Yeah.
only saw this thing in Korea as well, but in my country we always have.
Dubbing.
Yeah, we always have dubbing.
Sim, no Brasil sempre tens dublagem, em Espanha sempre tens dublagem, em França sempre tens dublagem, na Alemanha sempre tens dublagem, em Rússia sempre tens dublagem. Em Portugal não tens dublagem. É tipo. É a legenda, é isso. Contenta-te com isso, vive com isso, porque vai ser assim.
Really?
We never use subtitles.
It could be certain things like that can really impact a lot because if you
Yeah,
grow up
actually,
listening to
that's
English,
true.
then you know how babies are crazy and learn like languages super easy.
Yeah, like it's really fast for them.
If you listen to English like growing up as a kid, I think you can
Yeah,
pronounce.
Nossa,
and
quero um
probably
tapete
you have,
daqueles.
Like, the good pronunciation as well.
But
Uns
also at the same
pés.
time, I've like the older generation, they do have like a kind of like a Portuguese accent. It's similar to like the Italian accent or like the Spanish accent a little bit.
A little bit.
Wait, let me see if I can do it.
Can you?
I mean, I think they say things like with a lot of intonation. They would go like, "Hello, my name is Miguel."
Yeah, like this, like put the Italian accent on the English.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of similar, but this is only like my mom speaks a little bit like this. She
Oh,
would go
okay.
like, "Hello, what's your name? Like, how are you? How are you?"
Now I see. I also think like for me too, when I hear a lot of like Russians when they speak English, like most of them, I think they have like the accent,
Yeah.
When you hear it, you can definitely say, oh,
They're Russian.
she or he is from Russia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In Portuguese, we say banco.
We say bank.
Ah, okay, not
Yeah,
bad.
that's similar.
It's pretty similar.
It's even similar with English.
How do you say again?
Bank,
Banco.
bank,
We say banco.
banco.
In Portugal, we say problema.
In Russia, we say problema.
Oh, really?
This one is really
Ai,
similar.
problema.
It's almost the same.
Problema?
Problema.
Oh, it's the same.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
And like the pronunciation too.
I think so. It sounds really similar.
Wow, it's
Oh,
exactly the
I didn't
same.
know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, me neither. In Portugal, we say Porto.
In Russia, we say port.
Oh.
That's so similar. That's same. Literally
Mano, é
the
quase
same.
igual. Tipo assim.
Wow, I've never heard like Portuguese. and
Russo
Russian
parece
like
mesmo
I
com
know,
PTPT.
Like, now
É.
when you compare it, like
Yeah,
word
yeah,
by
yeah.
word, there are a lot of similarities.
I mean, it's really shocking because like we've done this before, and sometimes like the languages will have similar writing or like
Yeah,
the word
right,
can be
right.
similar, but pronunciation is never the same.
Yeah, that's true.
Because our pronunciation is just so unique, I think. But this time is kind of crazy because
When you like hear the same words and like
yeah, the
the same meaning
pronunciation is
and
the same.
yeah,
Yeah.
the pronunciation as well.
I think like from the other languages that I speak, like these specific words, when I compare them to like the things we just said, I think like problem, for example, in German would be like Problem.
Oh yeah, okay. It's
In
still similar?
yeah, I mean, as I said, like it sounds similar, and like if you write it down, like it's
Yeah,
gonna
yeah,
be
yeah.
so similar.
You can understand it even
can
if you
understand
don't
it.
know like the language itself, but like this
Exactly.
kind of words.
Yeah, exactly, like Problem. But at the same time, it's different pronunciation.
Yeah, that's true.
Probleme and Problem is very different.
It's really different.
Yeah, although like it can sound the same for other people, but what I found to be like very interesting is how like we sound the same, but we pronounce it the same too.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's
true.
very
That's
unique.
a difference.
In Portugal, we say taxi.
In Russia we say taxi.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Taxi, táxi.
Okay, but I can hear
É
a little bit
parecido
of,
também.
like, the
Parece
stereotypical
francês de certa
Russian,
maneira.
like-
Taxi.
Yeah, I think so. This one is a perfect example like for the language itself.
Yeah,
Taxi.
yeah. In Portugal, we say photo.
In Russia we say photo.
Oh.
We literally like say it the
Say
same way.
thing,
Yeah. There is a like you know like a longer word for the
For us, it's fotografia.
oh fotografia.
Oh,
Okay,
really?
okay. Yeah. It's same. This one
Yeah.
is same.
Okay, now I'm starting to get more convinced.
Yeah, for me too. Now I see why people
Yeah, phonics.
like you know found the similarities
Yeah,
between
yeah,
them.
yeah. New. Okay, in Portugal, we say novo.
In Russia we say nowy.
No, wait. Okay, okay,
But
but
there is a difference when we say it for like female and a male.
yeah,
Mulher e
for
homem.
sure.
A difference like at the end of the sentence.
How is it the difference?
For women, novaya. For men, nowy.
Ah, we have
Novaya, nowy.
we have also both. We have
Caraca, ada até dizer chega, ada até até às próximas 13ª gerações, caralho, o tweet. Porra, é demais. É porque a câmara está muito um vazio ali na parte de cima, meu Deus do céu. Desculpem.
nova and novo.
Do you have the one for like things as well?
Depends on the gender of the word.
Yeah, because we also have like there is also one version. For example, like a coat, we say novoye, novoye.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah, so like there are 3 ways how to say this word, you know.
Exactly. Yeah.
Same.
we-
Oh, this is also kind of similar, you know.
Yeah, and like the way you guys distinguish.
Yeah,
that's-
yeah.
I
That's
didn't
true.
know many other languages did that.
For me too, I didn't know that.
Mm.
But I think in French they also have a lot of, you know,
Yeah.
like changing.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah.
Okay, this is something that I've heard like 1,000 times in my life.
Yeah.
Oh, you sound like Russian. Are you Russian? Or like
Oh, really? I didn't
yeah,
know
or
that.
I've heard 1,000 times like, oh, Portuguese sounds like a drunk Russian speaking
Drunk.
Spanish.
Oh, that's so funny, actually.
Really, I don't know. You guys don't get. I mean, yeah, of course, because we're the smaller country. So I think
Yeah.
because more people recognize Russian, like
Yeah.
they say this a lot to me. Really, I've heard this so many times in my
That's so
life.
funny.
And I've never seen anyone
Nunca me disseram
talking
que eu
about
parecia
this,
russa.
like why it
Só
is
pelo
that
nome.
people think this. So
Yes,
it was
right.
so interesting because before I actually didn't think that it sounds similar because I don't know, I understand Portuguese and I don't understand Russian.
Russian, yeah.
So
Right.
for me, it's like they're speaking a whole
Yeah,
different
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
But I mean, the sounds being similar and some words being similar really makes me believe a little bit that, okay, maybe other people
That's
are not
true.
making things up.
Because like for me too, I also feel like, you know, the pronunciation itself is kind of similar and the alphabet as well. But you actually talk, you know, when you speak to someone in your language, language, it doesn't really sound similar to Russian. But when we talk today and like, you know, compare the words, like the same words with the same meaning and like they even sound similar, like
Yeah.
really similar, that's why I can see why some people maybe compare them, you know.
But you've never heard this before.
I never heard this before, and also like, you know, I never was compared to Portuguese, you know, like because like
Really?
the Russian accent, maybe there are a lot of like Russian accent in other languages because like we have like a lot of sounds that are similar to other languages as well. That's why I don't know, but from what I've heard today, it's really similar though.
I mean, it's interesting that you never heard it before, when for me it's like such a big thing. Do you think it's true?
I mean, it kind of can be true because, like, you know, when Russian people when they're drunk and they cannot pronounce like words properly, you know, the pronunciation itself is not that easy.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
that's
yeah.
why maybe they can be just like, oh, I don't know, and then it kind of maybe sounds similar like Portuguese, but I'm
Yeah.
not sure. Yeah, that was fun though.
Today we talked about a very important topic for my language, which is why Portuguese and Russian sound so similar.
If you like the video, like, subscribe, and
Okay.
comment down below.
We'll see you next time. Bye.
Gostei do vídeo. Bacana.